This is Lansdowne Road, the voice of the fans, and this is the League of Ireland Review Match Day 29. David Dunn here, joined by Conor McAvoy, and you're very welcome, folks. Just before we get started, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please, I'm not going to stop begging. I know it's shameless, but I don't care. Head over to our Facebook, Instagram, and our Twitter account. And if you want a little bit, just a little bit of extra raw, you know what I'm going to say, raw plus. There you have it. $4.99 wherever you are, and you can get loads of special stuff, including Raw Retro. I still haven't changed this picture. Mick McCarthy's 96-97. Or, and you're going to like this, and you are going to like this if you're a certain age, for 1 week only, because we have to be careful with the yellow copyright, we're going to make available on Raw Plus, and it's only going on Raw Plus. That is Que Sera Sera. The entire movie. It's very hard to find. It is going on the YouTube channel. Only going on Raw Plus, $4.99 if you want to check it out, just for a week. So it's going to go up on Friday. You know, day before. Get you in the mood for the L World Cup qualifying campaign. And why not? Italia 98. It's really worth a watch. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. It is actually very, very good. A bit of a gem, in fact. So that is Que Sera Sera going up for 1 week in its entirety. Hopefully 1 week if they don't shut it down. But yeah, that's in lieu of a Raw Retro episode. Anyway, let's get into the League of Ireland. That's what we're here for. Conor, how are you? Busy day during the international. We're in the middle of the international window, aren't we? So yeah, it's all very busy.
Yeah, it's been a very busy week. It's been a lot busier than I thought. It's been a bit hectic, tiring, but it's good. First official probably game as such for an Ireland point of view was 17s playing in Czech Republic today with a lot of League of Ireland lads, which was a good watch. And yeah, so it's been a busy all week. It's only Alan's thing is only just started. So, but how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm just trying to. I'm genuinely just trying to keep all the content that we have. Honest to God, check it out on our YouTube channel. We have Ryan Manning. Well, it'll be up in the morning by the time you see this. Ryan Manning press conference, opposition review, Ireland Hungary. That's Conor. You were talking to your man Ben Boschak, is it?
Yep.
Oh, got it right. You got Queven Callagher. Press conference, Boston Lawal press conference, Raw Retro, Ireland's Euro 88 squad. We got live stuff here. We got the Armenia window preview, loads of stuff going on over on the YouTube channel. Check it out. Description is there. Give us a scratchy ear. Give us a subscribe, you bastards. Go on. There's loads of stuff on here. We are Lansdowne Roar, and yeah, I'm know I'm going to get a bit of stick for this in the comments. But we get a lot of stick in the comments for some people you just can't please, Conor, really. But honestly, where else are you going to go for the international winner? It's Lansdowne Roar. Conor and I will be live from the ground on Saturday. We got the pre-game and we have the post-match, and we are heading out to Yerevan. You're going through. Where are you going through? He's going through Budapest. I'm going through Frankfurt, and we're going to meet up. We're staying in the same hotel, but that's where it ends.
But hopefully we'll be live when you're watching this. Hopefully we'll be live tomorrow, depending on when Dave gets home from the airport and such at Dublin. So we will be either live on Friday night, or there'll be a match preview, a video as such. But yeah, there will be. So the thing is, there's going to be content every single day. The 21s play tomorrow or today when this is out, and may do a video after that reacting to it as such, if it's a good game or a lot of talking points or something, because hopefully it should be an entertaining watch. But yeah, it's good to be back and to actually speak about the League of Ireland, because we have a bit of a break for the League of Ireland for this week, so it's good to refresh everyone after what Dave was a historic week for Irish football last week. And I do think with the way the mood is even around the international team at the moment, the way it's picked up all of a sudden again, I think it's no coincidence. Whilst the league is thriving, the international team might start to thrive. I think it might start to go hand in hand, which I'm delighted with. But yeah, we might as well get stuck into it now, should we?
Absolutely. Yeah, bit of a feel-good factor going on in the league. Of course, a historic win for Shelburne. Well, Shelburne won 2-0 up in Winter Park. That was a bit of a given, really, to be fair. And of course, fantastic draw for Shamrock Rovers. And
hold on a second here. That wasn't a given going up to Linfield and winning 2-0. Yeah,
Yeah,
give
it
him a bit
was.
more credit. Give him a bit more credit than that. It was. You still have to go up and turn up and win. There's no easy games in European football. I know it's a easy thing to say, but literally in European club football at that level, there's no easy games.
Okay. Right, there were 3-1. I mean, yeah, right. Shut up. How about that? Just shut up, Connor. Just because one of your teams got knocked out. Quiet. Right. Let's
What?
have a look at the league
Who's one of my
draw.
teams?
I- No, I'm not getting into that now. Let's have a look at Shelburne. I think it's Shelburne. Here we go. So this is the draw they had, Connor. Here, match day 1. They play BK Hacken at home. Match day 2 is KF. God no, Gengia
They're from North Macedonia. So
from us. Oh, okay. FC Drita at home. AZ Alkmaar, Troy Paris. AZ Alkmaar, hopefully he's bloody back by then. And then you have Crystal Palace at home. That'd be a bit of a money spinner, I suppose. And NK Selja
yeah.
away from home. So best of luck to Shelburne there.
What do you?
Yeah,
But do you have? Sorry, just to ask you what, because before you go into the draw, what did you think of their rosters? What did you think of the scenes? I know you're saying it was a given, but just from a personal point of view, as someone yourself that is a Pats fan, and a lot of people don't like seeing the fellow Dublin teams do well. But are you happy for them to get to
I'm
qualified?
delighted. I'm delighted for him. I don't get this nonsense, and I can see the text message go my way. I don't get this nonsense of wanting to see them do bad. Look, at the end of the day, high tide lifts all boats. That's the same with the League of Ireland. I'd imagine the more teams that qualify, the better they do. The easier it becomes for Irish teams to qualify for European competition. The coefficient,
Yeah,
so why not? And it lifts the profile of the entire league, and then it gives the FAI, such as they are at the moment, and the League of Ireland, it creates, it makes it easier. You'd hope to get people interested in it in the league, better profile, people interested in it, hopefully more bums on seats, and you hope a bit more money. Say, look at what we're achieving now. Imagine if we had more money, what we could achieve. That kind of attitude. So I think it's
yeah,
brilliant. I don't get the negativity around it, but there you go. That's how I
yeah,
feel.
and just on, like, obviously it's come out the last couple of days that their ownership stake has changed. I can't remember the fella's name, but has bought the majority share in the club. He's invested 3 million, I believe, and then one of the other owners has took a less percentage in the club, but has invested more of it, money in as well. So things are really looking up for Shels at the moment, especially with the purchase at the AUL
Excellent.
a couple of months ago, and the way they're going to turn that into a state of the art, somewhat training ground academy set up. They're going to be competing really with Rovers and the big boys as such of Irish football, because Shels have a lot of catching up to do in that sense, really, especially with like the likes of Talca Park, which needs to be done up. The new stand will hopefully be open next season, which will be a big boost to them. I think Everton's looking up for Shell, especially on the pitch now that things are going well. It'll make investors want to invest more money because they'll see there's the return on their investment if they're doing well,
Absolutely.
if they're doing well in Europe. And even if, because the ones, I don't know when's the last time Shells have had a young player that's come through that's like they've sold for really good money. Like I know Jack Moylan came through, he was an unbelievable player, done really well, but like they sold him to Lincoln at the time for pennies, really. So like the next thing is probably investing in the academy. I know Talca is probably the number one, but the academy is what going to make them their money and eventually turn Talca
There,
into a fortress.
there is so much untapped talent in Ireland when it comes to sports, especially in Dublin. Huge catchment area. Gaelic stars, rugby stars, the like. And there's plenty of room for a club like Shelburne and Pats and Bows to develop, nurture those players, and yes, sell them on and get top dollar for them. And basically, that is a revenue stream. That is an income. That is an economy for them. So yeah, they should. It just requires a little bit of money. And now we hope we're going to see that bit of money coming in. And the two teams, it should really capture the imagination of the nation. Although don't talk to RTE about that because he didn't show any game. I was getting a bit of stick over that, saying, "No, do not know how TV rights work." Yeah, you bid for a match, and maybe you'll get it, maybe you don't. I don't know, but you got to bid for it. And anyway, that was a guy ahead. He was moaning about that on the
But
pavement.
only negative really of Shels is the fact they're going to have to play all their games in Tala. Like they're going to have to, so you see here, they have to play. They play Crystal Palace in Tala because obviously Tolka doesn't meet the UEFA requirements, which is
Of
always
course.
is a pity. And even we've seen with Pats, like Pats wouldn't make UEFA requirements, but they've purchased more land around the ground and they're going to be investing more money into Richmond Park and stuff. So, yeah, it's looking positive for Shels. I think the only negatives are going to have to lay like the likes of Hacken, Palace, Drita, all at Tala, but it's not the worst place to go play European games.
No, absolutely not. And, I think now with Shamrock Rovers, we're going to talk about them in a second. That's the standard. You need a ground like that. Everyone needs a ground like that. 4 stands, UEFA licensed. They got to look at it. And speaking of which, here is Shamrock Rovers. They, Jesus, a little bit, not a great one for these guys. Sparta Prague away, Celje at home, AEK Athens away. That's a tough place to go. I haven't been there myself. Lovely stadium, that.
Anthony Martial.
Is he at AEK Athens?
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's the APOP arena, isn't it? That's the APOP.
The one we played them in.
Yeah. Not last year, the year before. The APOP. Great little ground, that. Shakhtar Donetsk at home. That is Shakhtar Donetsk, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you got Breed Dalvik and Hamrun Spartans at home.
I do think though, Dave, I think you're saying it's not great. Like they are on the footy rankings where it predicts the teams that based off like what just they've done previously and the squad and stuff. And it says Shamrock Rovers have a 60% chance of finishing in the top 24 to qualify, which last year they were not predicted to qualify, and obviously they pulled off a few upsets, and this year they're pot 2 for how well they done. But like the likes of Slavia Prague or Sparta Prague, away is going to be very tough. Who's the other giant there? Shakhtar Donetsk, but at least it's at home. So Rovers against at home can do anyone over. But like they played Celje last year in what they did, how the Rovers qualified. They played Celje in the Europa League 4th round playoff, so they won that, and then they got to the Europa League playoff and then lost that, so dropped to the Conference League. So they beat Celje, even though they done quite well in the Conference League last year, are a good side. But Breidablik, the Icelandic champions, Icelandic league is improving, and they will be a good team. But I would still fancy Rovers over them. And Hamrun Spartans are Maltese, so that they're obviously the Malta champions, and you'd heavily fancy that. So that hopefully you would think with the two of them, that could be 6 points anyway, and then Celje, you'd hope with the fact it's at home they can get one over them, and maybe pull off a draw or a shock result away to maybe Athens or draw with Slavia Prague. But it is a tough draw. It's a lot tougher than last year when they played Larne and the New Saints were 6 point. They meant more than 6 points winning 2 of them games, but like there were 2 games that you're like, yeah, Shamrock Rovers fans are like, yeah, we'll definitely win them 2 games. There's nothing like that this year. None of them sides are an easy 3 points.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But like, if there's a team in Ireland to do it, it's Shamrock Rovers. They're very comfortable at that level. But best of luck to them. Really wish them all the luck. I know I'm going to get some abuse over that, but yeah, why not? I said high tide.
And the thing is, people don't realize some of that money that they make, like that 3.8 million they get for qualified, some of that does go to the league. It's not all to Shamrock Rovers directly, and like obviously the players get some out of it. For obviously they're the ones who achieve the money, but the clubs, like some of the clubs in Ireland will benefit out of that. And like I even know like the New Saints last year when they qualified, they actually split all their money between all the clubs in Wales, but they're not going to do that in Ireland because players earn a lot more money, and it's a bigger thing for clubs to get this money really in Ireland, I do think, in that aspect. But yeah, after Shamrock Rovers' performance last week against Santa Clara at home, beating them away, shown that they are at this level, and they should not be. There won't be an easy game for any team to play.
No, absolutely not. Right, let's have a look at the League of Ireland itself. Some of the results here. Cork City, no graphic on the League of Ireland Twitter page. Just saying, Conor.
Yeah, there was.
Bloody well.
Did you just search results?
No, I went media. Went into
the.
I don't believe you.
On what day?
Like literally just trying to get this.
No, because I didn't do Sunday, so there wasn't. There must have been a new one done on Sunday. But for Friday's games on Saturday, there was one done.
Shocking.
So don't blame me. I wasn't working Sunday.
Absolutely shocking. Right, got the proper one up there. Don't know what was happening there. Cork City 2, Waterford 0. That was on Friday 29th. Derry City 2, St. Pat's 2, also on Friday. Sligo Rovers 0, all with Bohemians. That was on Saturday the 30th. And Shamrock Rovers getting a very important win, 2-1 at home. That was on Sunday the 31st. And of course, Shelburne and Galway United will play on Sunday the 7th of September, day after the boys in green hopefully get 3 points against Hungary. So Cork City actually won a game.
Yeah. And they were full value for the 3 points. Young Matthew Murray, who unfortunately got man of the match, scored, got an assist as well. If I'm I can't remember exactly, either assist the first goal or he played a massive part in it. And I was called up to Ireland under 19s this week. And unfortunately, in the process of scoring his goal, he picked up an injury. So he's going to miss out in the squad on the games this week, which is disappointing for him. But he's another very exciting young winger coming through Cork. And yeah, but Waterford have kind of been in a really rough patch as such over the last, 6 to 8 weeks. And without Padraig Amon scoring goals, they cannot seem to get any results. I'd love to know how many games they've won this season when Padraig Amon hasn't scored, or games they've even drawn. Well, as long as it's not a scoreless draw. But I'd love to know, have they even won a single game this season which Amon hasn't scored? Obviously, he's the top goal scorer in the league, but like they're so unbelievably reliant on him scoring goals. Is mad.
It's bad that Buzz Dyer still the third top goal scorer, and he
Yeah, I know.
fucked off to Cambodia. Next up is Derry City 2, Pats 2. That's the kind of either team needed a win there, really, didn't they? Just to keep the pressure on. Pats move up in the table. They've in the last unbeaten in five, won 3 on the bounce, drawn 1, 3 on the bounce, drawn another one. But Derry City, yet again, a little bit of a lackluster result for them. I suppose, yeah, I mean that's it really now, isn't that sort of put pay to their league title chances. I'd imagine Pats, not that they really had much of a chance.
Pat's not Derry.
I mean, yeah, I'm looking at
You don't about just Pats were out of a title race 6 months ago for the league even started.
Yeah, okay,
But being Jet, it's a really, really bad result for Pats. They were 2-0 up and then they fell apart. How can you be 2-0 up but not long to go? And then Alex Bannon scored 2 nice goals, and Mason Melia's goal was absolutely outstanding to put them 1-0 up. And then he linked up so well with Chris Forrester to get the second, going 2-0 up, and they were thinking, oh, this is a great result. I think it's something like 4 years, or 2018 the last time Pats won in the Brandywell in the league. And they thought that was going to be the day they done it, and no, Derry came back at the draw. So it was actually a decent point in the end for Derry, but they will not be happy about how they went 2-0 down like that. But it's good to see Mason Melia in great form, actually, heading into 21's games. And like he's disjoint. I know you were saying about Moses Dyer being, I think it's actually Amundsen, Amundsen 12, and then Dyer, Elding, and Melia are all on 10, so they're all joint second top. So, and Melia wasn't really scoring the start of the season, so you can see it's a hint at how he's turned it around so much, or not turned around, but like gone on a really good run, and especially he was scoring in Europe as well. So yeah, Melia's been great for him, but terrible result for Pats.
Yeah, big time. And of course, like a Rovers strong 0-0 at home with Bows. Not a decent result for Sligo. Terrible for Bows yet again. Another team, chasing chasing Rovers. Really should be going away there. But I mean, yet again, they would have closed the gap to 10 points with Shamrock Rovers, with a game in hand. But they're 12 points behind. So not much to say really about this. I mean, happy days for Sligo. Although Cork have got 2 points on them, but still Sligo Rovers, they're crawling out of relegation zone. But that's it for Bows now, isn't that? That is, yeah, it's over.
Yeah, it's probably disappointing for them considering they have beat Rovers twice this season, or have to beat them 3 times. They beat them at the Viva. They beat them in Tala, and I think they beat them in Daily Mind as well. So to beat Rovers, I don't want to say definitely, but I do think even if they won 2 out of 3 times and to be 12 points off them is crazy, really. If you want to be a title contender, but yeah, decent result for Sligo. They're getting closer and closer to what I said they would be, which they're going to catch Waterford and they're going to catch Galway, but I just don't know. Both are just so hit and miss. Like they're just ridiculously hit and miss. Like they've so much talent, but like, come on, East can do better than what you're doing. Like,
Yeah, incredible. And then, of course, the last one we're going to talk about, Shamrock Rovers 2-1 winners over Drogheda United. I mean, Rovers unbeaten in the last 5. Drogheda slipping down towards 50. Not a million miles away from the relegation places. I'm just saying. Just
stop.
saying. Just saying. You know, it's they're. I'll tell you what, they're closer to the relegation playoff than they are to lifting the league title. Just putting that in. Just putting that in there. So I
So
did
are
tip.
Shels and Pats getting relegated as well?
Well, Shels maybe no. I mean, Shels do have 2 games in hand, to be fair, but yeah, I mean, Shamrock Rovers 2-1 winners, 2-1 winners there. I'm trying to get the scores up, and it's a picture.
Disgraceful. And
Um,
a certain Mr. Keeley won't be happy that you're not crediting his son for scoring against Shamrock Rovers. But yeah,
I did see
uh,
that actually. Yeah, Conor
yeah,
Keeley. Yeah, you got. Yeah. He's a tall lad.
yeah, he's like 6'5" or 6'6". He's a monster.
He's a
You think,
bloody monster.
yeah, you think to him out of him and Josh, you think that he'd be the goalkeeper with the size of him. But yeah, I think he scored 7 goals this season. I think he's one off Warren Davis being Droghed's top goal scorer, which is mad from centre half to be doing this after barely kicking the ball last season. He's kind of gone on an unbelievable run, which is fair play to him that he's turned it around. But yeah, good result for Rovers because Drogheda aren't easy for anyone to play against. The style they play is very difficult. I think Drogheda be disappointing to concede the early goal they conceded, and then Warren Davis had a massive, massive chance to equalise. I don't know how he didn't score, and then obviously Keeley got the goal back, but it was kind of a consolation. Even though it was to make it 2-1, it was still a bit of a consolation because Rovers were just being Rovers and they were kind of in full control of the game. But yeah, it was a decent game, and Drogheda. I don't know why you're even saying about really. I know it's just sticking up for your prediction, but they have a real battle in their hands now to hold on to top 4.
Real Ballon has to hold on to their top flight status, Connor. Work with me. Yeah, well, I mean, they've lost the last 2. I mean, I'm just saying they've got what? How many games in the League of Ireland?
7 is this 7? There's 7 left or something.
Yeah, 36 games, isn't it? So yeah, seven. God, it came fast, didn't it? Yeah, so the 7 games left. Well, there's a little bit more. There's 8 games left for Shamrock Rovers. But yeah, I'm just saying with Drogheda, they keep losing. That is relegation form. I'm just saying. Sligo, they're coming up. Well, yep. We'll have a look at the league table, see what that leaves us here.
And we also, just with the game that's on this weekend with Pats and Shels and Galway, obviously that was called off due to Ollie Horgan's pass and his funeral being on. So obviously send our condolences to everyone that has been affected by his death, and how highly it's been great to see. I know sometimes when you lose a legend, it's always horrible, but when you see how highly he's been speaking of from every single person involved in Irish football, from kitmen to ex-players to ex-managers, some of the stories you hear are absolutely brilliant. So he's obviously a massive, massive loss to football in the country, and I don't think he'll ever be forgotten because he's done some amazing things, whether that was at Finn Harps or even when he was at assistant in Galway there. So condolences to his family and anyone that has been affected by it.
Right, let's have a look at the league table. League table match day 29 for most teams anyway. Shamrock Rovers, of course, at the top. They have a game in hand, 56 points. It's pretty much done and dusted. Bows behind them with 9 points. I mean, second, they played a game more. It's over for them. Derry City third, 29 points with 46 points. 29 games with 46 points. I am making an absolute bollocks of this. St. Pat's fourth, 29 games played, 42 points. Drogheda, 29 games, 42 points as well in fifth. Sixth, defending champions Shelbourne. They have 2 games in hand. They are on 39 points. 7 are Waterford, have played 29 on 34 points. Galway, 8th position, 28 games played with 30 points. Sligo Rovers catching up in Galway. Look at that. 29, although they have played an extra game, 29 games played with 30 points. And Cork City have closed the gap a little bit with 2 points with Sligo Rovers, but they're still adrift. They're 8 points adrift, and they're running out of time to save their League of Ireland Premier Division status. Anyway, that is all we have time for. Of course, there will be no matches this weekend because we're off to Dublin and we're off to Budapest, where Conor, not Budapest, well, you're off.
Yerevan, Yerevan.
Yerevan, I'm all over the place. It's International Week. I'm just so excited. But yeah, we will be live all over that. We're going to be live to the ground. We're going to be in Slattery's Pub, aren't we?
Yep. Yeah.
Slattery's Pub, they are a new sponsor. They sponsor the home games.
Yeah.
International window, the home games in the international window, a fantastic sponsor, Slattery's at D4. And if you're a company and you're interested in sponsoring this podcast or a couple of other bits and pieces, give us a shout. But yeah, we're going to be there in Slattery's D4 before we go into the ground to do the pre-game, and then we're going to do the aftermath as well, live from the ground. And then we're off to Yerevan, Conor and I, and we're going to have loads of bits and pieces. We're going to have a preview of the Hungary game. We're going to have a preview of the Armenian game. It just depends on whether they're going to be live or not. So yeah, it's a more place to be, really. And don't forget, if you fancy a bit more raw, head over to Raw Plus. And on Friday, we have a special treat for Raw Retro fans. We have, I know I said at the top of the podcast, but I'm going to say it again. God, I'm butchering this. Que sera for a week. We're going to put it there for a week. Or, a week, or when Warbucks have it written down. Whichever comes faster. Whichever happens first. But Que sera, brilliant movie. That is going to go on the Raw Retro channel in its entirety. No ads, no nothing. It's $4.99 per month, wherever you are. Anyway, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Head over to a Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter account. Head up to lansdowneroad.ie. Right, that's it, Conor. I'm David Dunn. He's Conor McAvoy. This is League of Ireland Review. We're out of here. Good night.